say I add a new contact to the contacts data source and I enter an email address of that contact. Now the custom agent will run and then populate the page content with all the public information found on this person. And after a few seconds, that's the output with a summary of the person, likely identity, work, online presence with different links, public bio. This is the confidence level of the information that is found online, and then the sources of where the information was found. And these are all accurate in this case. You can see how this can be valuable if you have a contacts data source that's pulling data from different sources, or it is automated from your website forms and different places where you gather data, and then the custom agent automatically enriches that data via web search with AI natively in Notion without the need to use any external tool. And this can become useful if you then have meetings with these people. You already know a bit about them and you can have some context before the meeting. In addition, I can at any time chat with the custom agent accessible on the sidebar menu by me and anyone else that I shared it with. So this can be shared across your whole team, so multiple people can use it. Or if it is just linked to the database that's shared across your team, then it runs automatically regardless of who has access to it. So to trigger it ad hoc, I can chat with it at any time. I can also mention the agent on any page to trigger it. For past contacts, for example, that you want to research ad hoc. I can also see all the activity in here. This one, for example, was the automated run that I showed you in the example. You can see the trigger, that was the property updated, and then the research that it did here, all the output from the research, and then the thinking process, so to speak, and the updating the contact action. We can set up this agent in the settings panel here. There are 3 triggers. One is the chat, as I told you. The other one is when the agent is mentioned. For example, you might comment on a contact page, mentioning the agent, and then it runs and populates that page according to the instructions. Or when the property is updated in the contacts data source. In this case, I'm looking at the email property. Whenever it is populated, then the agent starts. And then it follows the instructions. So the instructions is a Notion page that has an overview of what to do, when to run, only when the email is present, not when it's removed from a certain contact, and then what to do, and the formatting of the notes with a summary and different data points to gather, and then some guardrails for when it is unsure of what to do. This is a Notion page, which means you can customize it as much as you want and make it your ideal instructions for the output that you want to have from the custom agent runs. For the tools and access, there is web access. This is needed in this case to research the web. And then in Notion, it only has access to the contacts data source. It doesn't need context from other data sources. In this example, possibly there could be also a meetings data source shared it, maybe to look at if there is any previous history with that contact and give it more context. But for this purpose, this is a pure researcher agent. And so we don't want to bias it with any context that's not relevant to it. Also because it bloats the credit consumption over time. For the model, this is set to auto. There are different models. There are also some experimental models right here, which is a recent addition here. In this case, it is auto. You can do your own tests and determine if you have any preference. I find it doesn't make that large of a difference in terms of the quality of the output for custom agents right now. And then on the advanced section, we can set the allow list URLs. It's important to know here that since this is a web research agent, you need to enable web access without restrictions on the settings of your workspace. So if you go to the workspace settings here, and then Notion AI connectors, when you scroll down, there is AI web search, and you need to toggle off or require confirmation for web requests. If you have it on, the agent can still run. Every time it runs, it will notify you to approve the request to search the web for the information. So at scale, this is not practical. If instead you want to just run it ad hoc, then it can be a good practice actually, just to make sure that the sources that it searches are appropriate. And the last thing that I want to show you is the Notion credits consumption from these runs, which I can find on the settings of the workspace, Notion AI, Notion credits. In here, I can analyze how many credits the agent consumed overall in the workspace, but also on a per agent basis. In the current period, that is the current month, This agent ran twice today for the test that I did, and it consumed 19 credits. Credits will be an add-on to the Notion workspace starting May 4th, 2026, and they are priced at $10 per 1,000 Notion credits. You can see the official Notion documentation here that explains how Notion credits are priced, $10 per 1,000 credits, and you can purchase preset amounts starting in the hundreds and scaling into the thousands based on your team's needs. So right now it is still an experimental period at the time of posting this video, where we can use custom agents for free on the business and enterprise plan, experiment with them and understand a bit credit consumption clearly before the fully paid rollout in May. That's it for this video. You can find relevant links in the description, where you can also explore my templates and contact me to inquire about working together and build your own custom agents and automations within your team. If you have any questions or thoughts, let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.